In Wales today, we look ahead to the easing of some lockdown restrictions. The stay local rule ends tomorrow and there's some reopening of tourism with bookings for self-contained accommodation. Join us at 6:30 for the details on the new rules in Wales. In Wales today, family... Hello and welcome to Wales Today, the headlines. Meanwhile, other sectors like hospitality tell us they're frustrated with a lack of detail on when they can trade again. Also tonight... Good evening, noswaith dda chi. It's official. From tomorrow, we'll be able to travel across Wales and meet loved ones outdoors. The Welsh Government has confirmed which restrictions are to be relaxed. So what are the main changes? Well, the stay local rule will end, but due to restrictions elsewhere, non-essential trips to and from other UK nations won't be allowed for at least another 2 weeks. 6 people from 2 households will be able to meet up outside and will be allowed to check into self-contained holiday accommodation, including hotels with ensuite facilities and room service. And organised sports and activities for under 18s can also start back. Well, we'll have more on that later, but first, here's Craig Duggan. Well, our political correspondent, Cemlyn Davies, is here now. And Cemlyn, a significant day tomorrow with those restrictions being... What are the key dates that we need to look out for over the next few weeks and months? Yeah. OK, Cemlyn, thank you very much for that. A further 3 people. In the last few months, we've seen many images of people getting the COVID vaccine, of course, as the rollout continues. We know how hard the staff administering them are working, but so too are thousands of others manufacturing the jabs. We're like the 400 staff at a Wrexham plant producing 100 million doses, as Matthew Richards reports. A local man found dead in the village of Minffordd near Porthmadog yesterday has been named as David Thomas. Plaid Cymru is promising a big expansion of free school meals and 60,000 new green jobs if it wins May's Senedd election. Launching the party's campaign in Cardiff this morning, leader Adam Price said Wales is at a crossroads and the only way to see improvements is to elect a Plaid government. Well, our political correspondent James Williams was there for us and James joins us now. James, Plaid have gone even further with their offer on free school meals. And what's your assessment, James, of where Plaid Cymru is at now, 6 weeks ahead of this vote? There is indeed, James. Thank you very much. You're watching Wales Today from the BBC. Still to come before 7. This week, we've been looking back at a year since the first lockdown. But did the Welsh Government make the right decisions? Our political correspondent, Daniel Davies, has been talking to politicians about whether things could have been done differently. Well, the last year has been so difficult for so many, but volunteers of all ages have stepped up to make the lives of others a little easier. The Wales Council for Voluntary Action says 18,000 people signed up a year ago. By December, it had risen to 22,000. Well, I've been hearing from just a few people who've gone the extra mile. Just some of the amazing people who've given their time over the past 12 months. Now, they may not be playing, Thomas, but Wales could be crowned Six Nations champions tonight.
Yes, Jen. If Scotland are celebrating in Paris tonight...
A teacher from Pontypool says he's overjoyed after winning a prestigious poetry prize. Judges said Marvin Thompson's poem, The Fruit of the Spirit is Love, Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, was brave and honest. He's been speaking to Nellie Bird. And many congratulations to Marvin on winning that amazing poetry prize. Well, let's take a look at the weekend weather forecast now. And Benaz, we can travel a little bit already, Benaz. Thank you. And that's all from the Wales Today team for now. We'll be back, as usual, at 10:30 tonight with a roundup of the top stories. But until then, from all of us on the programme, thanks for watching and have a good Friday evening. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to Wales Today, the headlines. Good evening, noswaith dda chi. It's official. From tomorrow, we'll be able to travel across Wales and meet loved ones outdoors. The Welsh Government has confirmed which restrictions are to be relaxed. So, what are the main changes? Well, the stay local rule will come to an end, but due to restrictions elsewhere, non-essential trips to and from other UK nations won't be allowed for at least another 2 weeks. 6 people from 2 households will be able to meet up outside and will be allowed to check into self-contained holiday accommodation. That includes hotels with ensuite facilities and room service. Organised sports and activities for under 18s can also start back. Well, we'll have more on all of that later, but here's Craig Duggan.